Hey, welcome. Today, we're going to take a really close look at a single, powerful myth that keeps so many of us stuck. It's this idea that we need to feel confident before we can start anything new.
Does this sound familiar? You've got this big idea, right? A change you know you need to make, but you find yourself waiting for this, I don't know, this magical feeling of confidence to just show up before you'll even take the first step.
Or, maybe it sounds a little more like this. This belief that readiness is some kind of state you arrive at, like it's a destination you have to reach before you're even allowed to start the journey.
And of course, there's this one, the idea that fear is a stop sign and it has to disappear completely before you can move forward. If any of these hit a little too close to home, then this explainer is definitely for you.
Okay, so here's the truth that we almost never hear. We have it completely backwards. I mean, completely. Action has to come first. That feeling of being ready, that confidence, it's the result of taking action, not the thing you need to get started.
So let's start by just tearing this myth apart. And to do that, we've got to understand what's really going on inside your brain when you're sitting around waiting to feel ready.
This brings us to the psychology of why this happens. And look, this isn't about being weak or not having enough willpower. It's really just about understanding how your brain is designed to work.
Now, this is a really critical reframe. We tend to think of confidence as an emotion, like being happy or sad. But from a scientific standpoint, it's not. It's actually your brain's memory bank, and it's built on a collection of hard evidence from things you've succeeded at in the past.
So every single time you face something new, your brain's #1 job is to keep you safe. That's it. So it scans its memory files and asks a very simple question. Have we survived this before? And if it can't find any proof, any evidence, it flags the action as a potential threat.
This slide just lays it out perfectly. When you say, I don't feel ready, what your brain is actually saying is, hey, I don't have any proof that this is safe. See? It's not a character flaw at all. It's a biological safety mechanism.
And this is exactly why we can stay in jobs we dislike or situations that make us unhappy. Your brain will always prioritize what it knows, what's predictable, even if it's uncomfortable, over the great unknown. That uncertainty of a new path feels way more dangerous to our survival-oriented brain than the familiar dissatisfaction of where we are right now.
So let's just pause for a moment here. Ask yourself this question, just quietly. Is it really a lack of confidence that's holding you back? Or are you waiting for some kind of external sign, some permission from the world to tell you that it's okay to even try?
Because here's the thing about waiting. It's not a neutral act. It feels responsible. It feels safe, but it comes with all these quiet costs that just accumulate over time. So when you wait, it quietly eats away at your self-trust. It turns the idea of readiness into this moving target that, let's be honest, you never actually reach. And over time, that fear can kind of become your default setting, your identity, and that leads to this quiet, nagging regret.
This part is so important. It happens subtly. Every time you get that little impulse to do something, and then you talk yourself out of it, you're literally training your brain to believe that you don't keep your word to yourself. This creates this deep internal mistrust, not because you failed, but because you never even gave yourself a chance to start.
So, let's take another moment to reflect. Think about that low-grade dissatisfaction, that feeling of restlessness. What is the emotional price you're paying right now for staying where it's familiar but unfulfilling?
Okay, so if waiting is a problem, then what's the solution? Well, this is all about working with our nervous system, not fighting against it, to build real evidence-based confidence.
Here it is. This is the correct sequence. It's a loop that starts with action, and that action, no matter how small, creates evidence. That evidence tells your brain, hey, we survived that, which creates a feeling of safety. And that feeling of safety, that is what we experience as confidence. So you see, confidence is the end of the loop, not the beginning.
So how do we kickstart this loop? Well, we make the action survivable. Forget about the giant, intimidating leap. Just use the 10% rule. Instead of thinking, I have to start the business, the 10% step is just research one competitor. Instead of a huge confrontation, it's just practicing one single sentence you want to say. Your brain doesn't need boldness, it just needs proof. Now, when you take that small step, it will probably feel uncomfortable. The key is to reframe that feeling. Just tell yourself this simple sentence. This feels uncomfortable because it's new, not because it's wrong. That alone can calm your nervous system right down and help you keep going.
Okay,
Let's bring all of this together. This isn't about some massive overnight transformation. It's just about taking one single small step. I really, really want you to hear this. There is nothing wrong with you. You're not behind. You're not broken. You have just been operating under a myth, waiting for a feeling that only you can create, and you create it through action.
This slide just captures the new mindset perfectly, doesn't it? Confidence isn't some treasure you go out and find, it's something you collect, piece by piece, with every small, imperfect, brave step you manage to take.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Just forget the huge goal for a minute. What is one tiny action you can take today, maybe tomorrow, that the person you want to become would recognize as a step in the right direction? Not perfectly, not loudly, just honestly. That's it. That's how you begin.